All right. Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire and all truth and all sincerity. And shalom to the real sisters. Oh, and shalom to the rest of the elect, the men who who, who can't prophesy because of their, whatever disability. They're disabled from prophesying because they ain't the prophets and they ain't their lot. And just gonna say the man who ain't their lot to prophesy, y'all know who you is. But y'all are friends of the prophets. Y'all do your best to support them and the women and children who believe. And shalom to all y'all. All right, I'm gonna get started on this live. It's called I titled it "The Great Social Media Outage of 2021 Test Run," and basically it's a test run for the real deal. It's a test run for the real deal, and hold up. Yeah, I titled it something like that. Test run for the big move. Amos 8:11, and I'm gonna go into kind of what happened, but and basically like a summary of what happened because people already know, but I'm also gonna bring out how it's a test run, how it's also was a cover up. Like it was basically two birds of one stone. It was a cover up. They covered up being these devils covered their tracks after they got exposed by that Shedemite whistleblower for basically for promoting shit that would be flagged as hate speech and then flagging people for sharing it and shit. And so FB, they had to cover their tracks, of course. So that's exactly what they did. So and it was also a test run because you didn't just have FB shut down their shit. You had you had well you had you had FB. I say you had IG, which is also owned by them, and then you had WhatsApp, and then you had some other sites as well shut down their shit. Except for all the major social media companies and apps had problems, except for YouTube and Twitter, the only ones. And you know, basically like we was us in the truth, we was thinking that was it. These devils, they're gonna roll. They were gonna they were making their move, but but it was a test run, and also it was just as well as a cover up because these devils, they needed to cover their tracks. And so that's exactly what they did. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get Salakia. I'm gonna get some articles showing that that's what they fucking do. Well, not I might get that too, but basically what I'm gonna get is cars out the Illuminati car game, which they show what they do in real life in their car game. Esau does that a lot. It's called predictive programming. It's one of their devices. He basically snitches on himself, but then he tells you that it's just basically it's fiction. And one of the Illuminati, and you see this a lot with subliminal messages and shit, talking about shit that they already done, shit that they about to do. You see that a lot, you know. Like there was a lot of movies, a lot of cartoons that showed 9/11 happening before it happened. For example, they was telling you that they was gonna do it. All right, so that's an example of that. You know, and there's also other examples of that. You know, but yeah, one like The Simpsons is a good example of that. They do a lot of that there. But yeah, I got this Illuminati card. No, it's called "This Was Only a Test." 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and it shows a pyramid, shows a triangle, and it shows like a fucking what looks like a fucking CD or some type shit like that. And it's like it's checkered and shit, of course, because you know linking up to the Masonic checkerboard and shit, and it's like on top of the pyramid, look like a fucking eye and shit, of course. And then basically it's looking, it say the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, so what it say, and then it says, had this been a real emergency, we would be out of here and you would have died in ignorance. Play this card. When a disaster is played, that disaster is canceled, is returned to the hand of whoever played it and is exposed. It may not be used again until after the end of its owner's next turn. And they do this a lot. They do this a lot. They have a lot of test runs, and basically it serves two purposes: to test the people's reaction to an event, test people's reaction to an event, and before they actually do it, kind of testing the waters, right? And also, as well as basically discredit anyone that is like quote unquote a conspiracy theorist or like a prophet of doom of some type, man. That's basically the purpose of it as well. My bad, y'all. a lot. I'm gonna try to keep that to a minimum. I know I say that a lot, but it's gonna be a short live, so I'll be doing much of that anyways. But shit, I'm expecting something. But I'm gonna try to keep that to a minimum though. But anyways, I'm gonna anyways, let me continue on. So this is what they do, man. They basically to do that, to prompt, it accomplishes to accomplishes that, testing the people's reaction, okay, so this is how we gotta do it this time, shit like that, so they could tweak it. So whenever they make that big move, it'll get it'll get the right results and shit, and also basically flush out and also discredit any like I said, a quote unquote what Esau, Edom, these devils call conspiracy theorists, or or prophets of doom, so that next time, so that basically they have them looking like that's what they think they're doing, have them looking like dumbasses to the general people, so that when they do the real when instead of it being a test run, it's the real deal. People don't people ain't paying attention. People don't believe them. Or there's like whatever, right? That's also what they what they're trying to accomplish, by doing test runs, different test runs, just normalizing it as well, and that's also what they do a lot, so that's why they be doing test runs. But yeah, that was another test run. That was another test run, and is what it is, I guess. That was another test run, and also I would also, it was a way of covering up what the whistleblower had said, because I'm gonna get an article on that, and they also do that a lot, of course, Esau Edom, he's gonna cover up his tracks as much as he can to prevent people from finding out what he's up to, so it's it's interesting how after this whistleblower came out with that shit, they covered it up. Completely did okay, yeah. After FB, the FB whistleblower, that Edomite, the Shedamite, Francis Haugen, one of Satan versus Satan, Esau exposing their own, Francis Haugen, that's a fact. Okay, that's the name of this whistleblower. And side note, like I'm kind of thinking that it may be a fucking psyop, that may actually be a psyop as well, because of what I'm gonna bring out, kind of sounds like it's pushing a certain agenda. I'm gonna get this article right here, and I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. y'all shouldn't be surprised if y'all familiar with this devil, the self-proclaimed so-called white man and his conspiracies, the way he moves, his MO. You shouldn't be surprised. Let me get into this article. Whistleblower: Facebook is misleading the public on progress against hate speech, violence, misinfo. You know, just the title itself makes me think that this was actually a psyop. This was a whole psyop. Which is what they do. But let me get into this article. Her name is Frances Haugen. This is a fact that FB has been anxious to know since last month when an anonymous former employee filed complaints with federal law enforcement. The complaints say FB's own research shows that it amplifies hate, misinfo, and political unrest, or basically shit you could be flagged for. Some of it actually is misinfo, and some of it is, actually a truth about their agenda, but it's like bait for them to it's basically to attract a certain audience, and then you get flagged for it, you get thrown in FB jail for it, etc., right? And you could kind of see these devils pulling some shit like that. What is it, what does that scripture say? Let me get it. So, she did bring out some truth, because hold on. Let me get it. Because this devil, he sets snares, he sets traps. That's how he does shit. Psalms 10 and 9. I know brothers have brought this out, but, you know, I'm going to bring it out again, as a reminder, put emphasis on it. Psalms 10 and 9. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in the den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth them into his net, an internet, just the fucking, just that itself. But then this itself is a trap. It's like, it's basically to remove the opposition or any potential opposition to the agenda from FB. It's what these devils call a honeypot and shit. That's what it is. Verse 10, he croucheth and humbled himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. That's what he do. This, they claim to be like uh basically like FB. You could share anything, say anything. You get what I'm saying, right? Like, we respect your rights and all that, as long as you don't violate our community guidelines and shit like that. So he basically but basically, like, that's him humbling himself, making you think that basically care about your rights and shit, trying to make your life easier and shit. That's what FB was all about, when really, it was a whole setup, as well as a way to make money as well. Both. It was actually, when you look into FB, when you look into FB, it was set up by these devils, man. Hey, there's even a little article from CBS News back in 2011. Social media is a tool of the CIA. Seriously, it's from CBS News. They're telling you that shit, yo. I'm telling you that shit. Not telling you the whole, showing you the whole picture, but they showing you some of it. Get this article and let me get this article. You don't need to wear tinfoil hat, which they use that basically as insult to anyone who don't trust these devils, basically. But anyways, to believe that the CIA is using FB, Twitter, Google, and other social media to spy on people. That's because the CIA publishes a helpful list of press releases on all the social media ventures it sponsors via its technology investment arm In-Q-Tel. The companies that take In-Q-Tel's money aren't shy about publishing what they're up to either. Most recently, GeoSymbol announced an update to its Geo X-ray product, which monitors social media chatter based on location. The capability business users benefits business users who may be monitoring competition, supply chain activity. Man, what the fuck? Hold on. Slack. Be back. Yeah. All right. Continuing on. Ah, shit. Hold up. Yeah. Monitoring competition, supply chain activity, or business opportunities in the county, neighborhood, or border region. For governments at the city, local, and federal levels, it brings the ability to visualize activity in a given area filtered by topic, time, and location. We can deliver whatever information is available about that place from websites, blogs, tweets, and other social media automatically. Slacker, the world's largest database on individuals. One of the main threats to privacy comes from advertisers who want to track everything consumers do on the web and scrape their online accounts for personal info. It shouldn't be surprising, therefore, to learn that the CIA and the world's largest ad agency network, WPPGY, have been embedded together on a social media data mining venture since at least January 2009. WPP currently claims to own the world's largest database of unique individual profiles, including demographic, financial, purchase, hold up, and geographical, shit, what the fuck, geographic histories. WPP's Visible Technologies unit took an investment from In-Q-Tel in fall of '09. Visible Technologies develops tools that can scan social media networks such as and Facebook. Let me get when when Facebook. Hold on, yo. When the FB started in, I believe, 2004, but go live '06, and but it wasn't much. It wasn't really popping till later on, you know. So you link it up, put the pieces together, you get the picture. So the CIA has been using social media, so no shit, they would put out honeypots like that, which is why they had to scrub their shit. But also, something else, these devils, they, they're on the flip side, they're trying to also justify justify cracking down on misinfo. So that's why I'm saying it could be a psyop. Now hold up. All right, like you. Let me continue on. All right, so not only do these devils and their intelligence agencies use social media to monitor people, you know, while pretending to offer them a service, it's just to make your life easier, it's just to make your life better, and that's why um trust not thy enemy. That's why I say it's written to trust not your enemy, because he's gonna act like he give a fuck about you and he's trying to help you out, but you know really, he's trying to undermine you. I can get that. Ecclesiasticus 12:10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Verse 11, verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away, it's still there. It's like you got glasses that's all dusty. Are they foggy and shit? You wipe them, you can see clearly. So you're gonna see that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Meaning, it's an analogy. Basically, it's an analogy meaning, he ain't changed. That that devil is he's still the devil, man. He's still your enemy. Still the wicked. Still trying to take you out, trying to bring you down. Verse 12, finding new ways to undermine you. Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. 1948ers in our land, example of that. Americans, not the original Americans. What they did to the other nations, man, including, Japheth, they calling themselves European now. That was the homeland of Japheth, which were dark-skinned people. The descendants of Noah. Well, Japheth was first son of Noah, and all three sons of Noah. They were dark-skinned. They did not make a difference between them. The scriptures don't describe them looking differently. All right, so there it was all dark-skinned. But anyways, this is what this devil does. Lest he seek to take thy seat. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. They've done that many times, man. After the Maccabees era, shit, many times while they was taking down Native Americans, tribe of Gad, as well as the other 10 tribes, as well as the Southern Kingdom, so-called Negro tribes, so-called black, which are so-called black people, from the U.S., Haitians, so-called African Americans, Haitians, and of course West Indians, the Southern Kingdom that ruled Europe as during the Dark Ages, as the black nobility, the knights and the Moors, as well as the ones that were in Africa. The ones that they acknowledge. This is what this devil does, around the world, man. This is what he tried to do to the Persian, man. As Haman, this is what he does around the world, man. And now at the last, remember my words and be pricked therewith. At the last, you're gonna remember the words. You're gonna remember our words, man. At the last, and be pricked therewith, regret it. But also, literally with that stabbing jab, and as well as that, you know, uh, shit. Uh, First you gotta get sauced up. They give you that dip, and then the chip come with it. That's if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, both literally, both symbolically and literally. Verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, earning such as come nigh wild beasts? Who's gonna pity, like who's gonna feel bad for you if, for example, you try to fuck with a snake, or like you're a snake charmer and shit, and someone bites your ass. No, more likely you'll be like, well, shit, that nigga shouldn't have been fucking with a snake and shit. It's on him. Or any such as come nigh wild beast, where he shouldn't have been fucking with that, whatever it is, man. I mean, he shouldn't have been fucking with it. So it's like that. You fuck with this devil who is your enemy, and you think, and he's proven himself to be your enemy, and everyone else can see that he is your enemy, except for you. Who's gonna pity you when even a 1/3 of your own, with a part of the 1/3, the 144K. Hopefully I be of that number. Been warning you. Even these devils themselves, some of these devils themselves warned you. Got you was warned, okay? You was told that was your enemy and you still trusted him. So who's gonna feel sorry for you? Nobody. Like it says, let me get that scripture. Who shall bemoan thee? Get this scripture right here. Who shall bemoan thee, O Jerusalem, which is a people before its place? Jeremiah 15:5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Who shall bemoan thee? Who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? Who gonna do that? These devils sure ain't. They hate you. These heathens, they hate you. Devils hate you more. But these heathens hate you as well. These hey, the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, they're not gonna feel sorry. We're not gonna feel sorry for y'all because y'all didn't fucking listen. So yeah, y'all obviously wasn't meant to get it. So it's just part of the process. We're not gonna feel sorry. Not even the other two-thirds, that are with y'all, not even your so-called homeboys, homegirls, family members and shit, neighbors. They're not gonna feel sorry for you either, because they just don't. They got that evil eye. Verse 14, so one, that's part of the curses, Deuteronomy 28. Verse 14, so when they go to a sinner and is defiled with them in his sins, who will pity? Who's going to feel bad? Verse 15, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he not going to tarry. He will not tarry. Verse 16, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, like, oh yeah, if you're doing well, he's going to abide with you to use you. But if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. No, I ain't going to neglect you. Verse 16, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He weep with his eyes, but if you find opportunity, you're not going to be satisfied with blood. Roughly paraphrasing it, but you know what I'm saying. If you find an opportunity to get your ass, you're gonna do it. Take full advantage. I don't see nobody out here like slacking. I'm expecting somebody. Nah, slacking. I'm gonna get back on it. To shit. Verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He pretend to help you. Okay, like example right here, FB. It's two examples. Yes, slack it for the interruptions. I'd be saying that, I'd be saying that. I'm trying to stop. But I'm gonna get on it. Alright, so one example, FB, they're providing all these links to these websites. Some of them which provide the truth, basically expose the truth about these devils and esteem hate speech, misinfo shit like that, and some of them which don't. But you look at it this way, though he pretend to help thee, and the whole time it's a trap. When you share it, you get flagged. So it's like how it's like this. Like how they put bricks how they put burners in the hood, bro. Well, they put bricks in there before the BLM riots. They put a whole lot of bricks in the hood. A whole lot of bricks in downtown, Well, I'm going to fix what I just said. They put a whole lot of bricks, where the protest was going to be in downtown. Just so people use them. That's an example of that. Because they wanted it to happen. And they also did put a whole lot of the other examples, the burners in the hood, all that shit. They think, these gangbangers think that, oh shit, they're to help them. We got all these burners and shit. We use on the ops. Shit like that, man. Crack and shit, when crack first was placed in the hood and shit. Them pretending to help you, but undermining you. Them FEMA trailers that was rolled out for people after Katrina. Though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. That many examples, man. The bait car showed you that, man. Many examples. U.S. aid, being used as a cover, for the CIA and shit. Many examples of that, bro. With strings attached. But yeah, you get the picture. Smallpox blankets. Many examples, man. Tuskegee experiment, how they rolled it out. Many examples. Hey, the Jabba juice. I have to use the euphemism and shit. Me and other brothers. You could just go on and on. But yeah, many examples of though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And even this right here, because if you look at what the whistleblower whole message is, it's set up because they've been trying to push misinfo as being a problem. Oh, we got a problem with people saying the wrong shit. We got a problem with people spreading so-called conspiracy theories uh, about the pandemic and all that, man, etc. Right? And then they trying to link it up with hate speech and all that. You know, they're the same thing. And now, see how it plays into their whole narrative. Now social media is enabling that shit. Now social media is enabling that shit. See how they're gonna take that and run with it. See, you know, it's almost like it was planned because it was. You know, so you know that's you can see that's a whole fucking psyop right there, bro. But let me like I'm pretty sure it is, man. And it's like basically it's like okay, it's a whole psyop and it's like the start of a problem reaction solution type deal, man. Like, okay, we gotta regulate the internet, man. We gotta regulate speech on there. Gotta actually have the government do it. Cause look at what the fuck is going on. Yep. Look at what the fuck is going on. So you get the picture. You know, they aiming at the First Amendment now. And this is why you gotta be check this. Second Corinthians. I'm bringing this out a lot, but this one key. Nah, bro. I don't see no. Nah, bro. Nah. Salakia, my bad. Expecting somebody. But let me continue. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You know, you can't be ignorant of this devil's, our adversary, which is what Satan means in the Hebrew, by the way. You know, Shatan, right? It means adversary. Can't be ignorant of his devices. Because if you are, he's gonna take it. He's gonna get an advantage over you, man. That's why you're not supposed to. It's bad to be ignorant of even the smallest details. Because let me just get it. 2 Corinthians 5:15, like it says here. Well, actually, Salaki, my bad, man. Even though they say similar things, you know, it's not exactly the same. But let me get it. Ecclesiasticus 5:15. Be not ignorant of one thing. Salakia, let me read it again. Be not ignorant of anything in the great matter or small. You know, be not ignorant of anything, man. The great matter or small. Because you heard, like I be saying, you know, I say on my other channel, the channel that, you know, that channel that got flagged by these devils. Too much truth about you know what? Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small, man. In other words, like there's that saying in the world, the devil is in the details, and it's true. You think it's not a big deal, but it really is. So this is leading up to the famine of the word, Amos 8 and 11. Because when you look at the whole scheme of things, hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he run this universe, he run this universe, and these devils, they also do the building of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but they don't know it. Because they think they're just working for Satan, the spiritual demon. But he works, but he's just he's like basically he's in charge of all like the left-handed spirits, which the Most High Yahweh, the Father of spirits, he's in charge of all of them, man. And Yahweh created all of them, for his sake, and that's order, it's order up there, man. Even though these devils, they don't think there is, but they're getting played, man. The deceived and the deceiver are his, how, like that, man. Job 12 and 16, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. They think they're working independently of the Most High Yahweh, but they're really not. So, when you look at the whole scheme of things again, Yahweh Shem Yahushai had these devils, through the left-hand side, right? Had him, basically, deceived these devils, into making free speech a thing, basically. Really, it was for, hold on. Yeah, deceived them into making free speech a thing. So that this word could be brought out later on. Made it like number one, the First Amendment too. Just so that this word could be brought out and the elect would be woken up in the last days here in Babylon and around the world, but especially here in Babylon. And so now it's about to be taken away. And what that's going to do is going to cause something called the famine of the word, which is talked about in Amos 8, verse 11, and the few verses that come after. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. So famine is a shortage, right? There's going to be a shortage of abilities to get this word, such a shortage that and this word is called the bread of life and the living water, right? So it's going to be that, like there's going to be a shortage of the bread of life, and the living waters, man. Out of thy belly shall flow living waters, man. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh and shall not find it. So it's going to be in high demand. People are going to be trying to find this word. It's just going to be popping off more and more, and people are gonna want to know what's up, but they're not gonna be able to find out. And you know what? You had it. You had it. You know. Now it's too late. You know, now I ain't gonna know, cause hey, 2/3 fucked up. You know, you slept on this word. You know, you slept on the truth. You know, so now you get to stay asleep. You know, stay asleep and rest in pieces. Not in peace. Not gonna have no peace. Verse 13. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. You know, in that day, you know, you're gonna. It's an analogy. You know, you're gonna be basically not know what the fuck is going on. Like, what's going on? Where are they taking us? Why they put us in these in these buses or whatever? And why are they taking? Where are they taking us? You know, talking about them FEMA camps, but they should have paid attention. Why when I cry out to what I think is the Lord's name, nothing happening. Why when I try to look it up, all I get is the same bullshit that don't even add up. Because you know they probably gonna what it looks like it's gonna happen is they gonna shut this whole bitch down, and then when they or even that, you know, I can't all this shit happening. I ain't got internet no more. I ain't even got none of that shit, man. And when they're gonna basically reset this whole deal, called the Great Reset for a reason, but it's gonna be controlled, you know. The internet's gonna be heavily censored, like they got in China, Moab, man. Ah, shit. Moab land, you know, they have it very heavily censored. They got a fucking firewall and shit over there. Or content that's not approved by the government. You know, basically not gonna be able to see them. No. So, you know, y'all gonna fake for thirst for real out here. Verse 14, they that swear by the sin of Samaria, y'all them same people coming back and say, thy power, you know, because reincarnation, that's real. You do come back. You just don't come back as another species and shit like, you know, them so-called East Indians teach and shit. You know, they bugged out. They that swear by the sin of Samaria. Where the fuck is it? Go back. And say, thy God, O Dan, liveth in the manner of Beersheba, you know, living like basically like idolatry, right? Thy God, O Dan, liveth. Y'all worship this beast system. And hold up. Ah, shit, the manner of Beersheba lived. You know they was doing all. That's a city in Israel, the Northern Kingdom area, I believe. I'm not too sure, but it's See, we're in the land of Israel, okay? I believe it's Northern Kingdom, though. Even they shall fall and never rise up again. The 2/3, finna get cut off. We're telling you why it's gonna happen to you, and you're not taking heed. So when it's happening to you, you're not gonna be able to even find out why it's happening to you, just cause of that. Just cause you didn't take heed and repent. Now then you're not gonna have no more time to repent. It's gonna be it. Doors of mercy shut. Locked. But those times are coming. This is another step towards those times, man. Another step towards these devils making they move and shit, cutting off this internet. Shit, pulling the plug on the whole grid, man. Which they've been planning. You could look into that. You know, restart some, they're gonna attempt to destroy their own. Basically, like you restart a computer, for example, it's fucking gonna turn off and then turn back on. So they're gonna destroy their own kingdom and then attempt to rebuild it. That's what they're gonna do. So in that process, and they're also trying to take out you Israelites, so-called black people, Latinos, Native Americans, and you Israelites that be like unto the speckled bird, man, or descendants of the same 12 sons of Jacob, Israel, that so-called black people, Latinos, and natives come from. Even though you look different. But it's by the father's seed line, not by the outward appearance. But yeah, these devils, they finna make their move, they about to cut off this word because they've been getting exposed too much and they think it's gonna make a difference, but it's not, because the elect will already have been sealed. Then shit, all hell is gonna pop off, man. All hell is gonna break loose once they do that. Like literally, these devils is gonna come in like a flood. Go after the elect. But yeah. Alright, let me get back in this. Because when family of the word is a sign, approaching is a sign of that happening, and that's why. Let me get That's why. Let me just get once the elect is sealed up, that's when shit gonna get pop. Shit gonna really pop off. These are just this is the beginning of sorrows. Revelation 7:1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Verse 2. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and of the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of power Yahweh in their foreheads. Yep. And speaking of the 144K, and as well as the multitudes, the rest of the 1/3. And shit. Pursuing to Zechariah 13, going down to verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire. So 2 parts, 2/3, right? Shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. They shall say, Yahweh is my power. So that's that one. That's the 1/3, that great multitude. And let me get shit. Let me get the God Matthew 24. That's I'm gonna get that scripture. Talk about the gospel being the kingdom being preached to all nations. And then because we're scattered among all nations, understand it. This thing's for Israelites. Our people, including the elect, get it, we're scattered among all nations. But let me get verse 14. And the gospel, pursuant to the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Well, let me get verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. And then shall the end come. So this gospel being getting preached onto all nations. You have GMS and like-minded camps all over Babylon, aka the U.S. of America, according to prophecy. Many places in Europe, we have GMS camps. In London, 2 camps, I believe, in London, if I'm not mistaken. You have a camp in Ireland. Well, you have a brother in Ireland. You have a brother in Scotland. You have brothers in the Netherlands, the whole camp there. You even got a deaf camp up there for members of the elect that may be deaf. They speak in sign language. You have a camp in Germany. You have a camp in Italy. You have a so-called Sicilian brother there. You know, Sicilians come from the Moors, you know. Moors are so-called black people. They're Israelites. You know? A lot of Sicilians come from the Moors. That's history. You have even a brother up in Finland. You have a brother in Arabia. You know, look like an Ishmaelite, most likely. You have a brother in Australia. Japan, Thailand. You know, you have brothers throughout Africa. You have brothers in Nigeria. You have a brother in Nigeria. Yeah, Central Africa, etc. Yoruba, GMS Yoruba brother. You have brothers throughout so-called Latin America. Brothers in Mexico, Ishkarites. Brothers in Central America, South America, Peru and shit, Bolivia, brothers throughout the Caribbean. So you get the picture, you know. The gospel is being preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and has been. And then shall the end come, and now you see the end coming. That's the point right there. You know, and that's why I'm going to get these scriptures right here. I'm going to wrap it up soon. Verse 32, now learn the parable of the fig tree. When its branches yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. You know, that's like a analogy. That's what a parable is. Verse 33, so likewise ye, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door. Like it's right there, man. Verse 34, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. The generation that's living when this shit is popping off, it's not gonna pass till these things be fulfilled. You know, that's how you know, man. How you know. That's why I link it all up. All right. Salak. Get to the point soon. Let me Salak, my bad. Damn, shit just fucking. Hold on. Let me get this right here. Let me get what I was gonna get is this in Second Esdras. Second Esdras 9, I believe it's a 9. But let me I'm finna see, bro. Yes, in 9. Second Esdras chapter 9, verse 1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world, which you may see. This is how you know the Apocrypha was a part of the Bible, man. It all links up. Verse 13, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, which we see earthquake, and fucking volcanic eruption over there in La Palma, off the coast of Spain and shit. So that's an example of that, as well as many others that have occurred. There was a, I believe there was a volcanic eruption in Italy, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But it's just it lines up, earthquakes in very diverse places, right? Right. The upwards of the people in the world, you know, all these revolutions and shit, bro. Uproars of the people, man. Shit, even wars is uproars of that. But race wars and civil wars, all that, man. It's uproars of the people. But especially it's talking about like revolutions and shit, riots and shit. And you've seen it. You've seen it. You see more of that actually. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand, as well as earthquakes, see more of that. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, it, even from the beginning. Verse 5, for like all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Verse 6, even the end is manifest, it's coming to pass. Verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and works and endings and effects and signs. There you go. And then let me get this right here. Let me get what all links up, bro. Habakkuk 2 and 4. Nah, bro, I believe it's 2 and 3. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but the end shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. That's why when people like what some of the Akim, including me, call hey, the get heard all day gang, criticize GMS and like-minded brothers, for prophecy, for bringing out prophecy. It's like that's we look at them basically like what the fuck, well, what do you mean, how is that a bad thing? You're supposed to measure down the times diligently, like we're watchmen, we're watchmen for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, so that comes first. So like, yeah, we're newscasters on the right hand side. You could say that. But there's nothing wrong with that. So when they say that, I'm like, what do you mean, bro? Most High Yahweh, as well as the Son Yahweh Shai, told us to be watchmen. So there is actually nothing wrong with that. Like, you're tripping. Yeah, you're bugging, man. We don't know the exact date, so all we gotta do is watch for signs. Verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But that day of, not even Yahushua know, man. Not in the angels, not the angels, not Yahushua know, man. Verse 37, but at the day, as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. The people not paying attention to the prophecies, y'all doing that same shit as the people during the days of Noah, man. Because y'all are the same people come back. Verse 38, for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage. Y'all the same souls, if you understand. Come back, different bodies. All right, let me continue. Until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Verse 39, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. You know, took catching y'all unawares, man. You know, you people that, with some of y'all is just haters, man. But yeah, we gotta pay attention to prophecy. Famine of the word coming soon, which means the end is coming soon. But I'm gonna wrap it up. I hope this live was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh by Shimi Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well. Citations to all the hopeful elect from the 144K prophets to bring it out to the men who can't prophesy but believe, and the women and children who believe. Shalom, stay strong. We're almost at the end. This place is going down. This devil's going down. You see this going down. Shalom. Stay strong. Yashwala forever.